Ion Virtue, let's do it. Man, if you know where that's from, you get a veteran discount. Is that still a meme? But, so what you're watching is one of my favorite things in the world, and it's paintball. This is the Greg Hastings paintball game that is backwards compatible on the Xbox One. But I know this looks so weird to some of you guys. I know a lot of you are looking at this and saying this does not look good or this doesn't make sense for a shooter. But let me tell you something. As a kid growing up, paintball was my life. When I wasn't playing paintball or watching esports, I was playing video games and reading and watching about paintball. I loved it. And I didn't get the Greg Hastings games until Maxed came out on the PS2. But I did play it a little bit on the original Xbox at a buddy's house. I loved paintball. I still love paintball. It is one of my favorite things in the world to do. There's nothing better about beating somebody, like just shooting them, and knowing it doesn't have any real effect on them outside of like maybe a little welt. It is a great sport to play. I highly recommend it to anyone. But we haven't gotten a Greg Hastings game in a very long time. So we have this game that you're watching now. It's Greg Hastings Paintball 2. Came out in 2010. So now it's 2020, as you guys can tell. And I know a lot of us are going to try to forget this year ever happened. But what I will say is these games for a paintball fan were just a dream come true. I know the original Xbox One, the original Xbox game, I should say, for Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball was just a crazy. Like, you were shooting guns that no one was playing with. Like, everyone was playing with them, and then you could just change things up. Like, you were playing with, like, rental guns on tournament fields and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. Then you got Maxed. Maxed was really cool because it also had Be Real, like the rapper. So he was actually a very big paintball player, and he even sponsored his own team called the Stoned Assassin. So he did the intro, and it was a great game, and every company, I think, in paintball wanted to be a part of it. So you would, in single player, you would work your way up throughout the divisions. And if you don't know anything about paintball, there is like little locals, then regionals, then nationals. And you'd work your way up through the divisions. And it was so much fun. You'd build your team, you would buy new gear, like expensive gear that I could never afford ever as a kid. So I would play with like the cheap guns in real life, and then I'd be playing with nearly $2,000 guns in this game, and I loved it. One thing they did right in the games was on the shoulders, so on the trigger as well as the bumper, you could do something called double tapping, which is your index and your middle finger can tap the trigger really fast, and it allows you to shoot pretty damn fast. And it's something that taught me very well how to do that in real life. The game was so much fun. We played it all the time, and like you could do split screen and share your journey with people. It was great. I played with my brothers. I played with my friends. We would work our way up. Hell, we even did 1v1s, which not the greatest to do. It was a little boring doing 1v1s, but playing together was fun. And then setting like the difficulty up to like the pro level and having pros with you. Like, I know a lot of people don't know about paintball pros, but it was awesome getting to play with Chris Lasoya, Oliver Lang, Alex Frazier, Rock Dog Cagnoni. It was so much fun. And you had guys from Trauma Head Sports who were doing like the what's it called? The videos from all the tournaments and stuff, and they were a part of it. Now it kind of seems to dwindle, and that sucks. I love these games. Greg has been talking about bringing another game back to consoles, but we are at the end of the Xbox One and the PS4, and I don't think we're going to get it on this generation. I don't see us getting it on the next either. He talks about it. He talks about it a lot, that it's still in development, I believe. He's even had a mobile game. I haven't played that in a very long time. I don't really remember much about it. But the game was great because you could play woods ball, which is mainly what most people are going to be playing if they ever get out to the field. And they're also going to be playing speedball, which is the tournament stuff that you'll see, like with the inflatable bunkers and everything. I want another Greg Hastings game back, or at least another paintball game. I remember I played the one on the Wii that tried to do like holding your Wiimotes like a paintball gun, but seeing how after the economy tanked, like I mean absolutely tanked, all the movement that paintball made, which was becoming mainstream at the time, it was so close to doing so well. Because if you remember back then, in the heyday of paintball, it was touted as like the next biggest stream sport. It's still here, but it's just not what it should have been because of the economy. It takes a lot of money to play this sport, but I hope it gets back one day. I hope we see another Greg Hastings game. I would love to see another Greg Hastings game. Greg, if you're out there watching this, I love your videos. I love your video games, man. Please give us an update. I'm begging you. And if you've ever been curious as to try paintball, I think it's one of the greatest sports to just give it a shot. Get a couple buddies together, go play. If you see people double tapping, they're not shooting faster. Every gun is chronoed to be at the same speed. They're just shooting more paintballs. It has nothing to do with the speed of the ball. It doesn't hurt all that much, really. People are safe. You have refs. And it's pretty cheap now relatively to what it was, because I think people are trying to get more companies trying to get people back. I mean, even if you're trying to buy a new gun, I highly recommend the Planet Eclipse EMAC. That thing is $200. Do you know what we got for $200 back in the day? We got a super crappy Ion that they were just trying to sell you extra parts to. That gun, I loved it. And then for the $150, you got what you just rent. So why would you even buy it? So right now is actually a decent time to get back into it if you've been away or you're looking to give it a shot. It was my favorite game. I played way too many hours. I would wake up and go play the game before school. I'd get ready just so I could go play the game. That's how much I loved these games. I don't know what else they can say, but if you see this game, it shouldn't be very expensive. I think it's only like $5 to $10 because it's not a mass-produced game. It wasn't like a hugely mass-produced game. So I highly recommend just picking up and trying it out, and you can have a lot of fun with it. But if you made it this far in the video, I'm going to do the normal YouTube thing. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll get you guys in the next one. Bye.